And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Fleming Film Talk with me, Robbie Fleming. Joining me at the bottom is Justin Doyle, my co host. Hello, Justin.
Hey, so I am at the bottom everywhere. I'm just at the bottom.
You're on the bottom of this circle, sadly.
Okay. No, that's okay. I got my own. Nobody's next to me, so that's cool.
And next to me is our returning guest, the video store reject himself, the film nerd himself, Cody House. Hello, Cody.
Hey, Robbie. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Code. What's up?
Hello.
Not much.
We're all wearing. What are you wearing, Rob? Because he's wearing Ninja Turtles. I got Jurassic. Okay. Music.
It's representing his country.
Do you think Iron Maiden likes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Jurassic Park?
See, they're both flags that are on here. I got this from LA.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I doubt Bruce Dickinson's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan.
What do you think, Rob?
No, I mean, maybe. I don't really read into Iron Maiden much. I just like their music. They're not like the Foo Fighters or Blink-182 who I like to get to know the band.
Okay, I see. All right. Well, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
So because there's a new Peter Pan film coming out tomorrow, I thought it'd be a great idea to talk about my favorite interpretation of this story. And it's a very different kind of story because it's a what if kind of scenario. And it's what if Peter Pan grew up. And the film that we got from that concept is Steven Spielberg's Hook from 1991. And I know your dogs like this movie just as much as you do, Justin.
Yeah,
that was actually my dog. That was my dog.
Oh, my dogs don't have that. My dogs are high pitched. There's no deep tone coming out of my dogs.
Yes.
My dog weighs 97 pounds. He's a big boy.
Jeez.
Does he like Hook?
He didn't really pay attention to it. Who knows? He's probably indifferent.
That your dog's weight is 5 of my dogs. So 3 of my medium one and 2 of my little one. I can't imagine having 5 dogs running around.
Oh, me either. But
well, just to catch up to your dog's weight.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I know Justin has seen this movie before. Cody, have you seen this one before?
Of course, Robbie.
Yep, always when you want to speak. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say speak. Well, I'll just speak on. I think everyone's just a fan of Spielberg here, so I'm sure Code's seen this.
Yeah. I was gonna say, of course, I've seen Hook before. I am a millennial child. I was alive when this movie came out. People of my generation love this movie. It's kind of how it's gotten its reappraisal or cult status, is because people who grew up watching this movie as kids liked it a lot more than adults and critics who saw it at the time it came out. In fact, I don't think it was a financial hit when it was released.
Oh.
It made 300.9 million at the box office.
Worldwide,
yeah.
Though that's the worldwide world.
Yeah, I mean, and then also opening weekend, it came out in December. Opening weekend, it was 13.5 million. So yeah, that on a $70 million budget. Its gross in the United States and Canada is 119.6, and worldwide it made 300.8.
Well, I wonder why they can say it's a flop then. I guess maybe they want
$70 million budget is not necessarily included in the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a movie that had to be marketed for sure, and back in that day, I'm sure it wasn't as much as it is now, of course, but yeah, it was still marketed. So I don't think it made its money back overall. Maybe just a little. But yeah, directed by our king here, Mr. Steven Spielberg.
And the question I want to ask is, what drew him to make a what if scenario on the Peter Pan story?
Well, I think he had a connection to the stories themselves because his mother read him the Peter Pan stories.
I didn't see that in the Fabelmans. That
Well,
wouldn't have been a good reference.
because this movie's legacy is very divisive, but of course there are the daddy issues in this movie, which is another thing that's in a lot of Spielberg movies. So that was probably another aspect that drew him to it. Plus, I think like he felt a kinship with the character, like, not wanting to grow up, and then what happens when you become a dad and you have to be an adult now, but
Yes.
I think it was a smart idea. And then to bring in somebody like Robin Williams to do it and be believable sort of on both ends, because he kind of comes off as, a business forward, not family friendly, and kind of forgot about what his sort of childhood was. And he just became a man instead of a lost boy. And I think it was smart of Spielberg to get somebody who can do both sides, like be very stern and firm, but also, be a kid and playful.
It's interesting is if you noticed in the credits, it has who wrote the screenplay and then story by. This movie almost got directed by Nick Castle when Spielberg left the project in the middle of the mid-'80s. If you don't know who Nick Castle is, he is buddies with John Carpenter. He's most famously known for playing Michael Myers in Halloween and the original. And he directed a few films, I believe The Last Starfighter. But when I guess Spielberg wanted interest in the project again, they took it back over to Spielberg. And
Spielberg directed Big.
Yeah, he almost directed Big, which is interesting because they originally wanted Tom Hanks in the role, which he would have been a little more youthful looking for the part. But I think Robin Williams did a really good job.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because Robin Williams has more of a comedic side to Tom Hanks. Like when I watch Tom Hanks in his earlier comedies, he kind of comes off a bit cringy, whereas when he's serious, he's just phenomenal.
Turner and Hooch, baby. By the way, Nick Castle directed The Boy Who Can Fly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Have you seen that movie, Cody?
No.
Oh my God. That was a movie that was on constantly in our house. I don't know where it came from, but it was just, we had it on VHS and we watched it all the time. The Boy Who Can Fly. Holy moly.
I'll check it out.
I don't know if it holds up. It's been so long. But yeah, Tom Hanks, I think, definitely would have been too young for this role.
He's only 5 years younger than Robin Williams, so he would have been.
His look is like really youthful at that time. I mean, in Big, he looks like a teenager.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It might have been able to play the Peter Pan part of it a little more believably as like him reverting back to that stage. But Robin Williams is great, and Spielberg and Robin Williams become friends so much that when Spielberg is making Schindler's List, he calls up Robin Williams after filming to cheer him up from like all the subject matter of the movie. Yeah, every day.
Nice. Wow, that's a good
Robin
friendship.
Williams has played a similar character to Tom Hanks in big when he played Jack. I know Jack's not a well-liked movie, but I thought he did well playing a child as a man like Tom Hanks did. I think Tom Hanks did it a lot better, but Robin was good in that kind of role.
Oh, so good.
Jack, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, of all things.
Get out of here!
It would have been better if he wrote the screenplay, because he would have wrote the story better.
Well,
Isn't
he just
J-Lo
needed some.
Movie?
Yeah, she's the teacher.
Yeah, and so she's been directed by Francis Ford Coppola. That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he just needed some money for his wine so he could finance this passion project that's finally coming out.
Yeah, his wine. God, I did a commercial, made a commercial to try to get it into sort of like to be one of his commercials. We created one.
That's cool.
And made it about wine, and marriage and stuff like that. But that was a long time ago. I can't believe it's still going.
Is this the only film Spielberg and Williams have made?
I think so.
I don't think they've been together again.
He hasn't worked with any of these actors again that are like the bigger name actors that are in this. Like he didn't work with.
I don't think he's. We got Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook in there. Bob Hoskins as Smee.
Who's freaking great as Smee. He looks the part, and he's great.
One of my biggest crushes ever, Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell.
Yep.
My second big crush, Maggie Smith as Granny Wendy.
Yeah.
But like Charlie Korsmo, who plays his son, Jackie, he was in Can't Hardly Wait as a teenager.
Yeah, he's the nerdy guy, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And he was in What About Bob?
Oh, yeah, the son as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't think he's worked with many of these groupings again.
Supposedly
Smith,
Glenn Close is in this movie
as well. Yeah, she is.
Well.
Did you notice her? Did you guys watch it?
I did not. I didn't catch her. But you know what I did catch this time? Dustin Hoffman's the voice of the captain on the airplane.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I for sure saw her.
It would have been fun to see Dustin as a cameo as the dad, because in the traditional play, Captain Hook and the dad are played by the same actor.
But if Wendy is an elderly old lady, I doubt her dad would still be alive.
There are several flashbacks of her as a young woman.
Played by Gwyneth Paltrow.
So he could have he could have snuck it in there, and that would have been a really good reference to the play.
It says on the bridge when Tinkerbell's flying over it, the kissing couple is Carrie Fisher and George Lucas.
Yep. And she might have worked on the script a little bit or not. I don't know, because Carrie Fisher was kind of like a script doctor in Hollywood.
Ooh.
Yeah, it says that Spielberg's prototype was for Tinkerbell was Carrie Fisher.
Mm.
So Robin Williams' upper body and arms were shaved for this role. That is one of the hairiest men I've ever seen in Hollywood ever.
Dang.
He is so hairy. I've seen him live do stand-up, and I think it was 15 minutes. His silver shirt just went black, like here, and then on the back. And then by the end, it was like it was just a different shirt. I think it was melting off of his body. He is, a very, very hairy man. But yeah, what do you guys think about this movie? Let's talk about it. So the movie is his kids get kidnapped and go to Neverland, and he must reclaim them. He's got to go back. He's got to go back and get his kids back. You know, again, he's a bad father, and so Jackie doesn't really care for him. And now we meet Hook, and Hook is going to keep the kids and until he can get his revenge on Peter for cutting his hand off.
Well, you know, this movie and a long string of family films at this time was, well, if your dad works, he's a bad dad. He just works too much.
Yeah.
Missed
Liar,
that
liar.
baseball game. Yeah. Jingle all
Yeah.
the way.
Right. But you know, he did have somebody go and film it for him. So it's not that bad. You know, that's still like he still wants to see it. It's not like he was like, screw you, I can't do it.
Also, he's got amazing cell service, though. He's able to get that call on that brick phone of his in England.
Yeah. Also buried underneath the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the production design in this movie is some of the best. I mean,
Definitely.
it just would be so much fun to go and hang out there, you know, because they also had water to have, you know, it was a real boat, real ship. So yeah, it was just really, really cool to look at, and I just want to go play.
Yeah, I mean, everything is well done because it's Steven Spielberg. So you got good production design, you got great looking sets, you got actors doing their best, you got a lot of cool things. We even got rock star David Crosby in here as one of the pirates.
You know what's funny about that? Do you all know one of the people considered for Captain Hook in this movie?
Who? Wasn't
David
it?
Bowie.
Right. David Bowie.
I really like the line Peter's saying, "Hey, Hook, I thought you'd be taller," because Dustin Hoffman is such a short guy. Like, imagine David Bowie doing it. He's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, if you think about it, if they casted Bowie, it probably would have been too similar to Labyrinth, because that kind of has a similar plot.
But also, the acting it would have been so much worse. I mean, Dustin Hoffman's one of the best at it. So
a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, he gave a great performance. Very believable, scary. I remember being really scared of Captain Hook.
David Bowie's not a bad actor. I think he's a better actor than singer sometimes.
He's no Dustin Hoffman.
Well, no, he's more trained in music.
Exactly. So I think it would have been. I think they made the right choice.
Yeah. Well,
it's not like Dustin's going to go play some music.
Yeah, no. I don't think Dustin could. I don't even know if he can sing.
I think he tried in Little Fockers.
I didn't see that one.
I barely remember it.
You guys haven't talked about who is probably most people's favorite character in this movie, though.
Rufy! Oh!
Yep.
Yes. I sent you guys the short film. Did you guys manage to check it out?
I did not.
I did not either.
Fair enough. Check it out when you've got some time. Dante produced it and stars as Rufio's principal.
Oh, that's cool.
Dante Bosco. Yeah, Rufio, probably one of the most popular characters that came out of that movie. He's the leader of the Lost Boys. You know, he seems like he's the oldest one. And yeah, became a really, like, I don't know why he was so popular, but for some reason he was. And, you know, because
Justin is cool. He skateboarded. He had a really cool mohawk haircut. He was a badass.
He's not cooler than Peter Pan, though. Peter Pan is the ultimate because he can fly and he can.
He's a good voice actor.
Well, yeah, he's. I think he's even doing a podcast now with the actress who voiced in the spinoff, and they're like doing rewatching episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh.
How did we feel about Miss Julia Roberts?
Brilliant.
Yeah, she does a good job. This is right off her
her-
success of Pretty Woman and Sleeping with the Enemy.
I love Pretty Woman.
Oh, of course. Was that the same? Oh, right before.
Yeah, that's 90. This is 91. Yeah.
I guess she's not. No, it's just Hook. Yeah,
Justin,
because
do you
she's
prefer this movie to Terminator 2?
No.
no. What? Why are you asking me that?
I just like
Of
to
course
wind you
not.
up.
No way. Why would I ever? No, this is not even in the same universe as that movie.
Do you
Except
prefer
for-
this
except for
movie to what
fantasy.
one? Do you prefer what one Best Picture that year? Silence of the Lambs.
Well, I mean, those are
So-
totally different movies, but yes, I prefer Silence of the Lambs to this.
To Hook, yeah. Well, it was, speaking of Oscars, it was nominated for 5 for art direction, which we all seem to enjoy, costume design, visual effects, makeup,
Okay.
and original song, When You're Alone, because
Oh,
John
interesting.
Williams
Yeah.
is behind it.
What beat it to art direction?
Let's see, art direction. Let's see. It was Bugsy.
Okay.
I need to see that one.
I'm guessing the special effects went to T2.
That's why
Let's find out.
that's what won production designer from a Fleming Award that year.
Best visual or best sound effects went to T2. Best visual effects T2.
Okay.
Best makeup, which also beat Hook, was T2.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That was my Fleming for hair and makeup as well.
Beauty and the Beast beat out Hook for original song.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs was the big winner that year. But also the last thing was costume. It was
Which
also
it should
won
have
by
won.
Bugsy.
It's also won
Which
by
one?
Bugsy.
Yeah.
It won my Fleming Award for costume, so have no worry. I recognise Hook.
There we go.
Yeah, I've
never seen Bugsy.
It's
Have
fine.
you seen Bugsy?
It's fine.
No.
It doesn't.
But-
Is it directed by Warren Beatty as well, or just?
No,
starring
it's directed by Barry Levinson. I guess this is where him and Annette Bening met, though, because she's in the movie.
Is the American President one after this?
Yeah, American President's 95. That's a great movie.
Robin Williams was also up for Best Actor for The Fisher King in the same year.
Yeah, that's one of his best
That's-
performances.
Oh, definitely.
That's a great
Haven't
movie.
I have not seen.
You should check it out.
Yeah, maybe I will. I think the children cast was really good. I think they did really well. You know, they were all fun and had character to them. Had their own sort of backstory just by looking at them. And
I kind of prefer the Lost Boys to the actors playing his children, though,
I
as
agree
far
with
as
you on that one.
performances go. Because not that the kids are bad, but they're just kind of just kid actors compared to Spielberg's directed some of the best child performances in film.
I would not give these kids a Razzie nomination. They are absolutely
No, that's just cruel. That's just cruel, and they're not Razzie level, anyways.
no.
yeah,
I'm just saying, in the echelon of Spielberg child performances, they're not up there with some of the other actors he's gotten to work with.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, they're not there with Haley Joel and Drew Barrymore, Henry Thomas, Ki Kwan, even the kids from Jurassic Park.
Even the kid that plays his younger self in The Fabelmans.
Yeah. Which, is that guy actually a kid? Isn't he like in his 20s in real life?
I think he's like 19, I think he is.
Oh, is he only 19? Okay.
The young girl did have some issues with her lines, it seemed, but she was so freaking cute it didn't matter. You know, like it always seemed like she was like, and then with, you know, she had breaths that she had to take. I just thought it was cute, but I don't mind the boy too much. But yeah, I totally agree that the Lost Boys were better overall, and of course Rufio was great.
Mm-hmm.
He's 21,
Smee
Cody.
What?
Stole the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smee was so
What were you
freaking good.
saying?
Bob Hoskins is amazing. I just think
Yes.
Smee was the show stealer, and I always thought that
For
too,
sure.
even as a kid. I just thought Smee was so much fun, and he's the only one that gets to see Hook in his most vulnerable states, and he actually comes up with the ideas for everything, and Hook just kind of takes
The
ideas
credit,
for
yeah.
takes the credit. So it's almost like Smee is the captain anyway. He's just in the body form of Hook.
And he gets to show up later in the real world.
Oh, I love that too. Having a hard time with the misses, are you?
Oh, there's another rock star in this movie.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah, he's the police inspector.
He's brilliant in that scene.
How do we feel about Maggie Smith?
I mean, she's great as
56.
always.
Amazing.
Oh, was she only 56 then?
At the time, and then but looking 96.
Oh, wow. Well, that was great makeup then.
Yeah. Which is crazy because she kind of always has that look. So it doesn't, because even because she's in Sister Act 2 years later or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of her earlier work, so I just know her as an old lady. So that's crazy that she was only 56 then.
Exactly. Bob Hoskins reprised his role as Mr. Smee in Neverland.
Oh.
I always pictured Ray Winston being a good Mr. Smee.
He's Ray Winston.
Well, that'd be a Mr. Smee that could like beat you up.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, scary Mr. Smee. Which, I mean, Bob Hoskins was a scary guy too, you know, as little as he was.
You guys saw The Long Good Friday. That is a really good movie.
Yeah, I really dug it.
I mean, Bob Hoskins just he can do no wrong.
Definitely.
Let's see. There was one
Speaking
more.
of Bob Hoskins, do you want to know the other link to Who Framed Roger Rabbit to this movie?
What's the other link besides Spielberg produced Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
The cinematographer.
Oh, same cinematographer. Is it Dean Cundy?
Yeah, the legendary Dean Cundy.
Oh, well, that's why the movie looks good.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
He shot a couple of episodes of The Mandalorian this season.
Yes.
Who?
Yes. Dean Cundy.
I gotcha.
He
it says
directed
that Bob
Jurassic Park, Justin. No, he cinematographed Jurassic Park.
I really did enjoy the cinematography. I mean, it's, obviously Spielberg wouldn't hire somebody who wouldn't be the best. It says that Bob Hoskins and Robin Williams died within a few months of each other in 2014. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And being in the same movie.
I didn't realize their deaths were that close together.
But the cast includes 6 Oscar winners and 3 nominees, which is insane. That's just.
Let's see, Robin Williams won. Dustin Hoffman has an Oscar.
Yeah.
Maggie Smith. Doesn't Maggie Smith have an Oscar?
Yeah.
I think she has 2.
And then Gwyneth Paltrow has an Oscar. Julia Roberts has an Oscar.
Yeah.
And Bob Hoskins was nominated.
Yes.
And then if we count Glenn Close in the movie, she's been nominated.
Right. So you're missing 1 winner and 1 nominated.
Who else is the winner in this?
It's kind
Spielberg.
of
Spielberg?
No,
we're talking about cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of tricky, but he has come up in our conversation.
Okay.
Okay, let me guess.
How about his winner for song?
John Williams? He's not in the cast, is he?
No, we talked about him. Remember? He's a rock and roller.
Oh, David Crosby has an Oscar?
No, who was
Phil Collins? Phil Collins for Tarzan, yeah.
Just the winner.
And the other nominee is George Lucas.
That's right.
I still don't get how his film lost Best Picture, but let's not talk about that at the moment.
Wait, how Hook lost Best Picture?
No, how Star Wars lost Best Picture.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, there's a lot of reasons why.
Because the Academy didn't used to give genre movies Best Picture, and you can still count on your hand how many have won.
I'm just glad the Academy picked a good movie to win last year.
They had their moments.
I expect that from the Oscars every year now. An actual good movie winning.
Well, watch this next one. A perfectly fine movie will win. It's not great. It's just enjoyable movie will win.
Probably.
It says Steven Spielberg and Michael Jackson's friendship ended due to this movie.
Well, because Michael Jackson was obsessed with Peter Pan and he wanted to be in this movie, but he didn't like the scenario of where they were taking the plot.
Yep. And he never spoke to him again.
Yeah, he kept trying to put himself in a lot of movies that didn't happen. And in fact, he even met with Bob Fosse once because they tried to do a Chicago movie when Bob Fosse was still alive. And Bob Fosse met with him and was like, that guy's weird.
This is the first Spielberg-directed film to receive a Razzie Award nomination. Does anybody want to guess?
Was it worst movie?
Rob, what's your guess?
Worst supporting actor for Phil Collins.
You are so close, but it's because it's so unbelievable. Worst supporting actress for Julia Roberts as Tinkerbell.
Oh, boo, Razzies, boo.
Ooh.
That's why the Razzies are stupid.
Of course. I'm really glad that we got to. Why did this come? Oh yeah, it came up because of Peter and Wendy. Are you guys excited to see Peter and Wendy?
Yes.
Which is a Disney Plus exclusive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested because it's David Lowery. I hope it's good. Though I'm not sure how Disney feels about it since they're just dropping it on Disney Plus instead of putting it out theatrically. But I think they should do more of this with these remakes. And I'm probably going to like this one more than I'll like The Little Mermaid when that comes out next month.
Ooh, boo,
As
boo,
long as it's better
boo.
than that trashy Pinocchio film, that's fine.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio won a Best Animated Oscar.
He's
Okay?
talking about
So,
there was Zemeckis Pinocchio with Tom Hanks.
You mean the Oscar-nominated Best Performance win a supporting actor for Tom Hanks?
I do boo.
What about
I do boo the Razzies for giving him a worst supporting actor for Albert, because he's good in that movie.
He is doing a weird accent though, but it's better than what he's doing in Pinocchio.
it's Pinocchio? Do you guys like any other iterations of Peter Pan?
I like the Disney
Wendy.
movie.
I like the Disney version, and there's a version from 2003 I really like with Jason Isaacs.
I've never seen that. I heard that was pretty good.
Have you seen that one, Justin?
I think so. Let's see. I think I have. But yeah, there's so many. Because there's stuff about like Wendy came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was
And-
very divisive. It's from the guy that did Beasts of Southern Wild. I never watched it.
Yeah, I saw it, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
There's some really good scenes on the train, but once they're on the island, like of Neverland or whatever, it wasn't really interesting. But yeah, Pan in 2015. This
Although I like
Joe
Joe
Wright.
Wright, I couldn't get into that movie.
Oh,
It's a prequel to Peter and Wendy, apparently.
I didn't like that one with the weird music choices and Garrett Hedlund talking like he was Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood.
I kind of want to watch it.
And why they cast Rooney Mara as Tiger Lily.
Do they not?
Kinda wanna
Do,
watch.
do Native American people not act? Did Kevin Costner just get random Native American people just say, yo, do you mind
That
if
was
I
just them not bothering to try and find an actor for that role. There are Native American actors. There's plenty of them. It's just they're not getting
the main guy.
Say that one from Wonder Woman I would like to see as the chief in Peter Pan.
We also have Peter Pan from 2003.
Yes, that's the one I was on about.
The one that's directed by P.J. Hogan. We got Finding Neverland, which also
that's about the guy that wrote Peter Pan. Yeah, that's not
Dustin
bad.
Hoffman in it as well.
Well, there you go.
It won for Best Score and was nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Dang. Best Picture and Best Actress, and that's it.
I don't remember it being up for Best Picture. It was up for Best Picture?
Let me see. It was just here. Yeah, let's see. Best Picture Award. Yeah, Best Picture, Best Leading Actor, Adapted Screenplay, Film Editing, Score, Production Design, and Costume Design.
Totally forgot it got that many nominations because that's the $1 Million Baby, Aviator, and Ray year.
And there's several different Tinkerbell movies for Disney.
Yeah.
Isn't there been one in development with Reese Witherspoon for like ever?
Oh, that's interesting. I know one that came out recently where it was a black Tinkerbell.
Yeah, isn't there like a bunch of animated ones too?
Yeah. There was a movie that came out last year called The Lost Girls on Hulu, inspired by the tale of Peter Pan.
There was a version of Peter and Wendy for ITV, which I never heard about, with Stanley Tucci as Captain Hook / Mr. Darling.
Oh, that's interesting.
Paloma Faith, the singer, plays Tinkerbell. Laura Fraser from Breaking Bad plays Mrs. Darling. How come I've never heard of this one before?
I've never heard of it either.
I'd say Stanley Tucci's quite a big actor. I thought he would be like everywhere on TV if it's got him in it.
I don't know if I'd call him a big actor. He's a recognizable actor, but he's not like a movie star. People don't go, Stanley Tucci.
He's probably richer than us.
Oh, for sure he's richer than all of us, but, you know. He's a character actor.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci?
Yeah.
Love me that man.
Yeah, he's great.
6.8 on IMDb. However, Rotten Tomatoes sitting at 29% with the audience score 76 for.
Wow. Oh. It's a big difference.
Yeah. That is a big difference.
I'm telling you, people did not like that movie when it came out. Like, adults and critics didn't like it for whatever reason.
Yeah. There's a movie called Come Away that came out.
I'm also surprised that this film wasn't made by Disney.
I thought it was too, because I went to look for it on Disney Plus, and then I was like, oh, it's on HBO Max.
It's open domain, so anybody can make a Peter Pan movie.
Right.
Right.
It's like Winnie the Pooh, open domain and stuff. There's a movie called Come Away that came out a couple years ago with David Oyelowo and Ella Wello and Angelina Jolie and Gugu Mbatha-Raw. I think it was straight to Netflix, but that has it's Peter Pan as the brother of Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
So what's this?
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Come away.
Yeah. What's the letterbox score for Hook?
Good question.
All right.
I'm going to
while you look that up, I'm gonna tell you Iron Maiden's favorite movies or movies that their songs are based off of. So I googled it from earlier.
Okay.
Phantom of the Opera.
Is it the old one though, not the musical one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The Prisoner.
The TV show?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Children of the Damned.
I don't know what that is.
It's a horror movie.
Okay. Makes sense.
Where Eagles Dare.
Yeah, okay.
It's meant to be good.
That's a war movie. Yeah, it's got a lot of people in it.
Quest for Fire.
I hear that's got great makeup, and that's like, I think, Ron Perlman's first big movie role.
Aces High.
I think I've heard of that.
That's Christopher Plummer and Malcolm McDowell.
Oh.
And then Cody, to your and my heart, The Duelists.
Yeah, of course they like The Duelist.
Run Silent, Run Deep. The Loneliness, The Long Distance Runner. Man on the Edge, and The Edge of Darkness, and The Wicker Man.
Of course they love The Wicker Man. Still need to watch that.
All right, what's the letterbox score?
3.3.
Okay.
That's better than the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Let's do our closing thoughts on Hook, and then let's talk about our new venture and recommendations of the week.
Right.
Rob, what are your last thoughts about Hook?
I think it does. I think Spielberg's directing does elevate this screenplay, but the plot is quite simple to follow, but it just kind of doesn't have that magic that it doesn't have enough of his magic that he puts into his movies to make it one of his masterpieces. But I still think it's a good movie the way he's constructed it and directed it, and I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this was just a pinch of nostalgia for me because I've seen this movie so many times. But to see it through, adult eyes was a little bit different. And you notice more things. And yeah, like the visual effects aren't as good, anymore. Like you can tell they're kind of flying around on strings and stuff. And I can see why T2 won. But I think the performances is really what drives this. Like Dustin Hoffman's so good, and Robin Williams is always great. And then Bob Hoskins really steals the show. And then I mean, you can't have a film like this be so sort of derivative, but it'd be so well known if it wasn't for the director, Mr. Steven Spielberg, being so great at what he does. I mean, you don't have to have a good script. But he's still but if he doesn't have a good script, he'll elevate in other ways. Production design, the cinematography, the score, the acting, he'll make it work, whatever he's given. So because of that, I'm giving it a WT.5 on my scale.
Nice. And what about you, Code?
So I do enjoy this movie. It does have nostalgia because I liked it as a kid. It was never one of my favorite movies. And when you look at Spielberg, who is arguably the greatest living director working today, the man has directed up to 20 plus movies that I would say are in the range of a 5 to 4-star rating. And for me, this is not one of those movies. But his talent behind the camera and the actors involved do make this an enjoyable watch. And I think if you saw this as a kid, you're going to like it a lot more than if you watch this as an adult for the first time. And you may be one of the 29% in 1991 who didn't like it. But I think it's at least a 3-star movie for me. It's enjoyable. It's entertaining. It's just, when you're Steven Spielberg, that's kind of where it falls. Whereas if it was a lesser filmmaker, might be a higher rating because you have not as many great works to compare it to.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm guessing
so overall,
give it a 3 or a 3.5. That's what I'm guessing Cody will probably give it.
I gave it a 3, but I still like it. Yeah, 3 stars.
I think that's about right. That's about where I'm
That is
sitting.
a very good score.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a gentleman's 6. It's a gentleman's 6 out of 10.
There you go. I'm into that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely would see it again.
Definitely. Would you say it's the best adaptation of Peter Pan?
I kind of have a nostalgia for the animated 1950s movie, but if you'd say this is your favorite of the Peter Pan, it might be the favorite of these what if scenarios that they've done.
Yeah, maybe one that's not called Peter Pan. Yeah, probably.
So I've not seen Return to Neverland, the other Disney one.
Oh, I never saw that either, even though I think that actually got a theatrical release.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I think it did, as did The Jungle Book 2.
I remember that one, and I rewatched it as an adult when I first got Disney Plus, and honestly, I was not impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Return to Neverland has $115.1 million box office budget. I mean, not budget, but that's how much it made.
Power Disney, baby.
Jungle Book 2. From 2003?
Yeah, that was theatrical too.
John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman was Baloo.
You could tell they spent their money on John Goodman because the animation looks terrible.
Oh,
Haley Joel
does
Osment
it?
was Mowgli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
again,
this was a
the
straight
budget
to-
went on.
to
The
DVD.
budget went on the cast.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's talk about our recommendations of the week.
Cody, do you
Rob,
want to
have
go
you seen
first?
anything? Oh yeah, Cody.
Sure.
Any movies you've seen?
I haven't seen anything new lately, so I'll just recommend two great movies we just podcasted on last night. One is a John Wayne Howard Hawk Western called Rio Bravo. It's probably my favorite John Wayne Western. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you have HBO Max right now, it's, they have the Turner Classic Movie rights, and you get a wonderful introduction by Martin Scorsese, which is just amazing. And it's just a really cool hangout movie. And then John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13, which is kind of a modern retelling with a similar plot. It's kind of a very grindhousey exploitation film, but you kind of see all of the things that show up in future Carpenter movies that are in this, and it's just a really cool movie with an awesome score.
1976 version, not 2005 version.
Yes, the 76 version. Though the 05 version is not bad, but watch the Carpenter one.
I've seen the Carpenter one. It's good.
Yes.
96% on Rotten. Wow.
Yes. Like you, Cody, I've not seen many films. I've not been to cinema since Mario, but what I'll recommend is what I watched tonight, and it's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf from 1966. This is one of the most popular ones on my Fleming award group. It's getting a lot of nominations. I thought I would sit down and check this out. And this was one that John Rogers in the group said was really good, and he was goddamn right. This movie has
amazing.
Some brilliant acting and some really good set design. Mike Nichols really turns this play into a movie really, really well. And I kind of like it when films do that. It reminded me a lot. It reminded me a bit of The Whale in that kind of way, like how it's all in one house. It's just people talking.
I mean, it's Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, who I believe were a married couple at the time of this was making, just absolutely eviscerating each other on screen, and they're just phenomenal, both of them.
Yes.
It's hard to have a movie be great or good or even, watchable when it all takes place in one spot. Like usually you need more production value, you need more design around it all. But when it hits, it's definitely memorable. So that's cool. I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah. Yes, I recommend it to you, Justin.
I haven't seen any of the movies you guys have talked about.
You need to watch more
but
older movies. I say that to my friend all the time.
Well, I watched Hook recently and Hello Dolly. But I will recommend a new movie because I did see one that I think is amazing, and it is a period piece, sort of not musical, but music drama, and it's starring Kelvin Harrison Jr. and it's Chevalier.
Oh, it's good.
So good. Oh yeah. I mean, it's Cyrano without the music, without the songs. It's so great. Like Kelvin Harrison Jr. is phenomenal, but it's about a black man in London who kind of reaches out from what he's sort of stigmatized and becomes a great composer, and even better than like Mozart in some circles. So
it's a bit like Tar.
But this is mostly based on a love story, which I wish they didn't spend so much time on, because I do think that the fact that he's a black man in London being, doing better than, he's a Chevalier. I mean, he's Saint George. He's known, I think it should have been more about that than the love story that he has with Samara Weaving, who's good. But you know, I kind of just wished it was Haley Bennett, and I kind of wish that Peter Dinklage was in it, and it was just Cyrano, you know. But it's still really, really well done. The music in it is beautiful, and yeah, Kelvin Harrison Jr. should be, you know, somebody that we look out for because he is a great, great actor. If you haven't seen Waves, go check out Waves.
I'm just
But the
worried that if
production
I
design,
become a fan of him, he'll do something bad like Jonathan Majors did.
no, I know, and that's what's going to be, you know, that's what's so crappy is, guys, can't you just be really good actors that we look forward to and also cool, good guys outside of it? Because
Yes.
Exactly.
why can't you just be a good person and also be a great actor?
I'm going to quote the movie Steve Jobs because I love this quote by the great Aaron Sorkin. It's not binary. You can be gifted and genius and generous. And you can be gifted and kind at the same time.
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen so he can have a fantastic long career because he deserves it. But yeah, the production design, the costumes, and the score, I hope will have a lasting impression and maybe make it to the Oscar season because it was phenomenal. Yeah, Chevalier. Go check it out for Kelvin Harrison Jr.'s performance alone.
I will. I like Calvin Harris.
Speaking of Samara Weaving, I saw a tweet one time was like, I just want a movie where Elijah Wood and Margot Robbie play a married couple that get confused for Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving. That they cast all four of them in a movie and like they get mistaken for each other.
Well, in Babylon, I mean,
that was great in Babylon. Yeah. They did it. Yeah.
Yeah, Samara is in Scream 6 from this year as well, so she's already starting off with
I'm gonna try and watch that this weekend since it's on Paramount Plus. I like kind of marathon some of them today while I just had them on in the background while I was working.
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of my favorite franchises ever.
Same.
So good. Okay, let's briefly talk about our new venture. It sounds like we're going to do this once a month, right? We're going to come together, the three of us, and we're going to pick a movie, and we're just going to talk about it. It doesn't have to necessarily be a Spielberg film, but I know there's some that I still want to touch on. But yeah, the three of us are going to have a crossover three-way event, and we're all going to come together, and we're going to talk about one specific movie a month.
Yes, because there are films that I keep saying to Cody that we need to talk about, and we haven't really got around to them. Plus, we can, so we can talk about them. Plus, I can obviously talk to you guys about films that I want you guys to see because it's one of my favorites, and you guys haven't seen it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Well, I know you two haven't seen City of God yet, and I know you. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that for my channel next month. You've twisted our arm enough, okay, Rob? And I don't know what I guess I got chose to pick the next movie, and I don't know what it is yet, so I didn't think about it. But we'll figure it out, and it'll be a surprise to us all next month. We'll definitely, be prepared and talk about it first. But so look forward to that, and also look forward to what we are doing on a daily, weekly, bi-weekly, bi-monthly status here. Rob, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook at the Fleming Film Awards group. We are currently in the year of selecting the nominees for 1966. At the moment, we're only doing one voting nomination, voting a day, because some of the members were getting a bit too tired of doing like 2 or 3 a day. So we're just going to have one a day. So then then everybody gets a fair chance to pick one category a day.
Sweet. And that's for the Fleming Film Awards.
Yes, so type it in, and I think one of your friends has joined, Kenny Diaz.
Oh, cool. Yeah, from Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah. He's great. He's been following me for a long time, and we've actually met in person. He's one of the first and only people that I've met online because of Worth Review Movies that I've met in person. It's pretty cool.
Nice. And
Can't wait to meet you
yes,
guys in person.
just, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
Letterboxd.
and if you want, and Letterboxd, yes, where I've got a review of his Raid Virginia Rolf. You can read right now.
There you go. I'm at Worth Review Movies and all the things. Go check it all out, and yeah, see past episodes from that I've been on with Cody on the Video Store Rejects and his director's chair sort of spin-off shows coming out soon, right, Cody?
Yeah.
It's such you can't do video reviews on Letterboxd.
What's that?
Oh yeah, you can't do video reviews on Letterboxd, just written.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd
So
be cool.
I can see why Justin doesn't have Letterboxd. He probably can't be bothered to write a review all the time.
You don't even have to write like a full review or write a review at all. You can just.
I know. I feel obligated to, which is why I don't.
You could just be like, cinema masterpiece.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just mainly use it for rank lists.
Pretty much. I just like to keep track of what I watch and then, reassess like what the new movies, like where they fit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do it too, just privately. Like I just put what? I just put one of the worst movies that I've seen.
Surprise.
Well, yeah, I guess so. It's just for me. But yeah, I just added a movie to my worst favorite, one of the most disappointing movies of this year.
Oh.
You guys heard of a little movie called Evil Dead Rise?
You didn't like it?
Didn't like it.
Do you like the other Evil Dead movies?
I don't know if I've seen them.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen them. But it's just like
Yes,
you
it
kind
does.
of know what's going on here, Like you see one, you kind of see it all. And you don't need to add a ton of blood to make it look like it's scary. I just wasn't. I don't know. I don't get scared of movies, but I don't like at least grip me somewhere else, and it just didn't. But that doesn't matter. But where else can they find you, Code?
Well, you can find our show, Video Store Rejects. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube page. You can find me personally on Twitter and Letterboxd at FilmNerd85. I also have an Instagram, but I mostly just post pictures of my dog. So if you want to look at my dog, you can go to my Instagram.
Made a cameo earlier.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah, he likes to chime in.
I do apologize, guys, but I am looking at getting the cat.
Oh, you're going to be different. Yeah, cats are cool.
Yeah, I'm into that. Great. And thank you, everybody, for viewing. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. Tell us your favorite Peter Pan movies, or tell us your thoughts about Hook. Are you looking forward to Peter and Wendy out on Disney Plus? Tell us. We want to know. And if you have a movie that you want us to talk about in the future, let us know in the comments below, and we may, probably not, choose it.
Depending on what it is.
Yes, I do want to choose a couple of my South Korean movies.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't mind watching some of those. We're going to cover one next week.
And what are you covering next week?
We are, because it's Asian Pacific Islander next month, we're going to do Everything Everywhere All at Once and Parasite.
Great
as a double feature. Because they both won Best Picture.
Yes, I will be watching that for definite. Probably not when you stream it, but I'll probably will the day afterwards.
Yeah, because it'll be late wherever you are when we go live.
Yeah.
Coolio. Well, we'll do all
Cool.
that then. Until then.
Until then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.